Hey, it's me, Zarnov, and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition Legendary Difficulty Survival Mode playthrough. Kind of spaghettified my words there, but you get the idea. If you are enjoying this playthrough as much as I am playing this playthrough, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. Every like means I get a new like, every subscribe means I get a new subscriber. It all really helps out.
You're most kind. The Jester's cut feels as bad as it looks, I'm afraid.
Damn it, this never should have happened. We knew better. We knew better, and still we let our guards down. Ugh!
I'll admit, even I'm having a hard time disagreeing with you.
Marrow is dead, I know, but we've got bigger problems right now.
I can see that Gabriella mentioned something about Cicero.
The fool went absolutely berserk. He wounded Vizara, tried to kill me, and then he fled. I knew that lunatic couldn't be trusted.
Oh, it's true, I'm afraid. Cicero was a little whirlwind, slashing this way and that. It would have been funny if he weren't trying to murder us all.
Don't forget the ranting and raving. About the Night Mother, how she was the true leader of the Dark Brotherhood. And Astrid was just a pretender.
Look, we've got to deal with this situation. You've got to deal with this situation.
Oh, how typical. I know, I'm happy to do it. He wounded Vizara, and for that he must pay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to find that miserable little fool and end his life. But first, find my husband. Make sure he's all right. After the attack, Arnbjorn flew into a rage. When Cicero left, Arnbjorn went after him. They disappeared into the wild. Search Cicero's room. Maybe there's something in there that sheds some light on where he might have gone. Let me know the minute you find something. I've got to see to Vizara and calm everyone down.
Okay, search Vizara, search Cicero's room. Okay, we will do that. We will also get some sleep because we are seeing double and we can't see really anything right now. So let's actually try and get some sleep really quickly. Sleep bed. Yes, let's sleep until it's around about nighttime because that'll suit us when we do leave here. There we go. That's up to 100%, and let's get some food in us. Boom, boom. There we go. Yum, yum. Let's get some more food in us. Let's go. Boom, boom. There we go. Yum, yum. Okay. Search Cicero's room. So this is his actual room. So they gave him this, like, this, like, debilitated part of the sanctuary where there's, like, junk everywhere. Okay, so we've got some books to read. So Cicero's Journal, final volume. Cicero's Journal, Volume 4, Cicero's Journal, Volume 3, Cicero's Journal, Volume 2, Cicero's Journal, Volume 1. You guys already know what I want to do. Strap in. Feel free to skip it if you don't want to listen to it. I completely understand, but I do love taking all this in. And these are actually pretty good reads from memory. So let's just get it over and done with. Cicero's Journal, Volume 1. 18th of Evening Star, 4th Era, 186. As I begin this new phase of my life, I have decided to finally keep a journal. So much has happened to me thus far, both within the Brotherhood and without. When I think there is no record of what has transpired, it almost seems an affront to Sithis himself. So I am determined to make amends. Yes, the Dark Brotherhood has its own scribes and chroniclers, but it is their solemn task to record those events deemed important to the organization as a whole. Let this volume serve as a personal record of one man, a lowly assassin, who has pledged his blade and his life for the Dark Brotherhood. I have arrived safely in the Cheydinhal Sanctuary and have been greeted warmly by Rasha and the others. Indeed, the level of support and acceptance shown by my new family is rather overwhelming. For this sanctuary knows suffering, knows sorrow, and for the ghosts of purification still haunt its halls. So who better to understand the plight of a brother who has lost home and heart? Who better to comfort one whose sanctuary is no more? The Bruma sanctuary may be gone, but my dearest brothers and sisters will live forever in my dreams, just as their souls live forever by the dread father's side. Completed the Baroness contract. She died well. Her handmaiden less so. Cheydinhal suits me. With the destruction or abandonment of the other sanctuaries, our contracts are plentiful, as are our bonuses. Still, we seem to be losing our footholds throughout Tamriel at an alarming rate. There are rumors that the Black Hand is split on our continued direction. Some favor expansion, others consolidation. My personal feeling is that the Dark Brotherhood needs to, at the very least, maintain the illusion of being everywhere at once. It has become exceedingly difficult to fulfill or even establish contracts in the provinces where we no longer have physical presence, like Hammerfell. The more we ignore Tamriel, the more people lose faith in the Dark Brotherhood, our power, our services, our dedication to the Void. The listener, Alessandre Dupré, has been visiting with us for several days, down from her private residence in Breville. She and Rasha had been discussing the possibility of reopening the Shadow Scale training facility in Archon, in Blackmarsh, but ultimately decided we lacked the resources to follow through with the plan. Completed the arena contract. I ultimately decided to pose as a starstruck fan, and immediately got into the Grand Champion's good graces. While escorting the arrogant fool through the great forest, I slashed his throat and left the corpse for the bears. Ooh, now has that got any tie-in to the Grand Champion in Oblivion? I think there's a theory there, but I think Bethesda confirmed that was not the case. Cicero's Journal, Volume 2. Now, as you can see, I'm not really reading the dates. You guys can read the dates and get a bit of a timeline going, but they kind of just serve as like extra dialogue that doesn't really need to be said. So, Wayrest is lost. The city fell to Corsairs, and it's just a matter of time before the sanctuary is breached. May the Night Mother watch over her children in their hour of need. We received word today. The Wayrest sanctuary was raided and destroyed by the Corsairs. There were no survivors. There are now only 3 active Dark Brotherhood strongholds remaining. The Cheydinhall Sanctuary, here in the Imperial Province, a remote sanctuary located in a forest in Skyrim, and the Corinth Sanctuary of Elsewhere. The Black Hand has ordered the Corinth Sanctuary closed and its members integrated into our own ranks here, in Cheydinhall. I will embrace those new family members as warmly as I was when I first made my home here. The situation in Breville grows more dire. The city has erupted in violence due to a war of control being waged by Cyrodiil's 2 largest skooma traffickers. The listener, Alessandre Dupré, has been forced to employ sellswords to protect her own residents. Things in Breville have come to a head. The statue of the lucky old lady has been destroyed, and Alessandre Dupré has left her residence to guard the crypt of the Night Mother, hidden below the remains of the statue. If the crypt is discovered, Alessandre Dupré will of course protect the remains of the unholy matron until her dying breath. Rasha is sending Garnag and Andronica to aid in the crypt's defense. I begged to accompany them, but Rasha wouldn't have it. He says my place is here defending this sanctuary, and I must of course respect that decision. Botched my contract and forfeited the bonus. The silk merchant was already cold, and I was halfway through the window when her daughter stepped into the room. I had little choice at that point. That's sad. Jeez, Cicero. So much has happened since my last entry. After Garnag and Andronica left for Breville, we stopped receiving communications from the city. We feared the worst. This morning those fears were confirmed when Garnag returned alone, transporting the most precious cargo, the great stone coffin of the Night Mother herself. The story Garnag told could curl the blood of even the most hardened of Sithis' servants. The crypt of the Night Mother raided. Dearest sister Andronica cut to pieces, and the listener herself, the most honored Alessandre Dupré, burned alive in a storm of mage fire. Garnag, though gravely injured, he will most certainly lose his right eye, managed to fend off the attackers and transport the Night Mother's coffin safely out of the city. He has been on the road making his way back here since that tragic night. Gosh, okay, this isn't looking good for Cicero and the sanctuary that he must have come from. Now that things have settled down, the reality of our situation has finally come to bear. We are a Dark Brotherhood without a listener. With no listener, the Black Sacrament will go unheard. Surely the Night Mother will speak to someone soon, thus choosing a new listener to take Alessandre Dupre's place. Until that happens, though, we must take to the streets. We must hear the pleas of the desperate and vengeful. The people of Tamriel must never know that their prayers to the Night Mother are going unheeded. I was about to read the date again. It is a new year. The 2 months since the Night Mother first arrived here at the Cheydinhal Sanctuary, and still the unholy matron has not seen fit to speak to any one of us. And so, Rasha has decided to receive an ancient Dark Brotherhood tradition, an ancient Dark Brotherhood tradition, appointing of a keeper, a guardian whose sole duty is the safeguarding of the Night Mother's remains. The remaining members of the Black Hand will make their decision tomorrow. I have been chosen. By some incomprehensible twist of fate, the Black Hand has named me the Night Mother's keeper. In all honesty, I am both incredibly honored and deeply saddened. This means the end of my contracts. I'll be lucky to lift a blade again. Thankfully, Rasha has promised me one final contract before I accept my new duties. The Jester lies dead. My final contract has been completed. Oh, how he laughed and laughed until he didn't. I have settled well into my new role as keeper. It is my duty not only to keep the Night Mother's shrine clean and the candles lit, but to tend to the body as well. The Night Mother's crypt was a consecrated place, shroud-kissed, absent of sunlight, and safe from the world above. Removed from there, the remains are subject to the filth and corruption of the living. The body is perfectly preserved, so the concern is not physical but rather spiritual. The remains must be sanctified regularly so that they may continue to serve as a conduit for the Night Mother's soul. Our matron's eternal spirit may travel the void freely, but it is through her own earthly remains that she communicates with the listener. And so, I wash the corpse weekly with the requisite oils, recite the ancient incantations, and personally see to the extermination of any insects or rodents. If the Night Mother does not speak, it will be because she chooses not to, not because she is unable. This is my responsibility. This is my vow. Months and months and months, and no listener. Why won't the Night Mother speak to me? I am worthy as keeper, but not as listener. I protect Our Lady, keep her sanctified, but still she will not grace me with her voice. So long since I worked my blade, so long since I saved a soul, but I am now keeper, no longer a taker. I think back fondly on my hours with the Jester, his laughter, his screams, his pitiful cries, and then, as the end drew near, his laughter once more, merry in death as well as life. I was honored to know him. Okay, so starting to kind of see how Cicero possibly got his persona. Maybe he wasn't always crazy, or described as a lunatic, or a jester in his kind of nature. Cheydinhal has erupted into violence and chaos. Like so many other cities before it, the sanctuary has remained unbreached, but for how long? Our numbers are few, and with no speaker, the contracts have dwindled almost to nothingness. Rasha's hold on the sanctuary is slipping. Silence, deafening silence. In my head, in my head, in my head. It is the silence of death, the silence of the void, seeping into me. Through the mother, the silence is hatred, the silence is rage, the silence is love. Today Rasha declared himself listener, claiming the Night Mother spoke to him at last, but when questioned he could not name the binding words. Liar, deceiver, his charade must not stand. And of course Cicero saw to that. Rasha is dead. As commanded by the silence, so did I obey. I did not wield the knife, oh no, but dipped the honey softly sweet into Garnag's eager ear. He is a good brother, a loyal brother, to both Cicero and our matron. He did the deed, gladly. Only 3 of us left. Cicero, Garnag, and Pontius. The Night Mother remains silent. I remain unworthy. The sanctuary remains doomed. I can hear it, deeper and deeper, louder and louder, punctuating the silence like thunder on a calm evening. Laughter. Laughing, 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 laughing. It is the Jester, a voice from the void, to cheer poor Cicero. I accept your gift, dearest Night Mother. Thank you for my laughter. Thank you for my friend. Pontius is dead. A Dark Brotherhood assassin was killed by a common bandit while walking the streets of Cheydinhall. How can something so sad be so funny? I love the laughter, dearest Night Mother, but I still long to hear your voice. It's not too late. Speak to me, my mother. Speak to me, that I may set things right. I can save the sanctuary. I can save the Brotherhood. You have the laughter. Take it. You can have the laughter. Take it back. And exchange then the laughter for your voice. It's not safe to leave the sanctuary. It's not safe to leave the sanctuary. We'll stay here. All is well. Garnag is gone. Gone. Left to get food, but he'll be back. It's only been 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. 12 months? 4 sloths. Cicero is dead. Cicero was born. The laughter has filled me so very completely. I am the laughter. I am the jester. The soul that has served as my constant companion for so long has breached the veil of the void finally and forever. It is now in me. It is me. The world has seen the last of Cicero the man. Behold Cicero, the fool of hearts. Laughter incarnate. Found the old journal, decided to write a treatise on silence, sound, darkness, and light. How long has it been since the Night Mother first came here? How long since I was made keeper? How long since I became the fool? Since I've been alone? Since Cheydinhall fell? Since they started pounding on the door like so many hammered heartbeats? It's dark in here, and quiet. Poor Cicero no longer hears the laughter, for he is the laughter. There is no listener in Cheydinhall, no listener in Cyrodiil, no listener in me. We must leave here. Before the sanctuary falls, before the Night Mother burns, before the Dark Brotherhood withers, before the laughter dies, I took a stroll and spied a maid, but matron's duty stayed my blade. So busy now, I miss the thrill. If only I had the time to kill. Okay, so Cicero, yeah, he was a normal dude until, I believe his last contract he ever got was the killing of a jester, and then somehow he's, the soul of that jester has reached out of the void and, I don't know, kind of been an accompanying, I don't know. Yeah, I've got no idea. It seems to help him get through being a keeper, I guess, instead of being the listener. Okay. I have written the letters, so polite, so official, to Astrid and Skyrim. Her sanctuary still stands, still operates, but how? No listener means no Black Sacrament. No Black Sacrament means no contracts. Her family can abandon the old ways and still survive, still kill, but is that family still Brotherhood, or something else, something new, something different, something wrong? We all know what you believe, Cicero. Something wrong. Still, we must go. Tomorrow we set sail. Float on a boat through the moat, called the sea, her, and me. Sick, sick, sick of the rocking, tossing, rolling, throwing upon the grey waves. I've been reading of Skyrim, of the good days, the old ways. There was another sanctuary once, a Dawnstar sanctuary, good, ancient, and strong. Blessed by Sithis, Cicero will go there. No need of Astrid. The mother and I will settle, and she will speak to me finally, and we will build the old ways anew together. The passphrase is mine. I have found it in a letter ancient as the sanctuary itself. The black door will ask, what is life's greatest illusion? I am to answer, innocence, my brother. Finally, a space, a place to call my own, a joker's retreat for the fool of hearts. The sanctuary is home, as I had dared hope, cool and dark and lovely. My sanctuary from all. I know its every corner, every hall, every shadowed nook and alcove. My sanctuary, the guardians know me, recognize me as keeper. They leave poor Cicero alone. The big ugly beast, a different story. He'd eat me if he could. But to bind me, grind me, he'd need to find me. And Cicero will make sure that does not happen, for I have sanctuary from all. The sanctuary is safety and salvation, but silent, so silent. I give my love to the unholy matron. I give my laughter freely, but I do not hear her. The silence has returned. Now that I am laughter, and no longer hear laughter, I once again hear the silence of the void. It reaches across time and space. Its silence is deafening once more. Mother and keeper must go. I am not the listener, and never will be, but I am the keeper. I must serve my mother's will above my own. I must find her listener. I must teach Astrid the error of her ways, the beauty and the necessity of the old ways. I have sent the letter to Astrid. We leave soon, but Cicero will keep this sanctuary as his sanctuary, a place to rest and ply my trade, for I once more take up the blade, and send some lucky souls to him, when laughter strikes, as fits my whim. Oh, well, there we go. What a read and a half. Okay. Sorry guys, I left you all waiting out there for quite some time. I just had to take a snooze and rest my head for a little bit, and then can we talk to no, that's just closing the doors. Yeah, sorry guys, I just decided to rest my head for a few hours there, and then I decided to read all the books. I know you've been standing here a while, but I'm good to go. Before we talk to Astrid, do you have anything?
I believed in Cicero, but he's betrayed us all.
Yes. Any thoughts on the current situation?
Cicero destroyed any sympathy I may have had for him when he wounded Vizara. Kill the fool and be done with it.
I almost completely agree with you there, because I do so love
Do what has to
Vizara
be
as
done.
well. Nazir.
Should have figured the little lunatic would completely snap.
Yes, well, he definitely seemed like he was a hair trigger away. Any thoughts on the current situation?
Going after Cicero now would be a fool's errand. That little jester is currently being digested in Arnbjorn's stomach. Mark my words.
I think you might be putting a little bit too much faith in the abilities of stop fat fingering, in the abilities of Arnbjorn. I think he's a bit more bark than bite.
Best get to it.
Yes, of course. Festus corrects.
Boy, did you miss all the excitement.
Yes, I know. I was out killing some commander's son. Any thoughts on the current situation?
Alright, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe Cicero coming here wasn't the best thing that could have happened. But even I didn't anticipate this. Well, you know the old saying, when life gives you lemons, go murder a clown.
Yep, that is the saying.
Burn
And
that little jester alive.
I sure will. And Vizara.
It only hurts when I laugh. Oh.
I know you've been stabbed in the stomach, but just real quick, just to, I'm just a little bit intrigued. Do you have any thoughts on the current situation?
Yes, do not underestimate Cicero. A man like that, small and foolish, is easy to mock. To underestimate. Don't make the same mistake I did.
Very wise, Vizara. Very wise.
Until next time, brother.
Until next time, brother. Now let's talk to Astrid.
Have you found something?
Indeed, I found a lot and read a lot. But yes, Cicero's journal.
Good, good. Does it say where he may be headed?
Yes, an abandoned sanctuary in Dawnstar. I have the passphrase.
The Dawnstar Sanctuary? Whatever for. Never mind, it doesn't matter. You need to leave. Now. Every moment counts, so I want you to take my horse. His name is Shadowmere. You'll find him outside by the pool. Let's just say he's one of us. Find Arnbjorn. Make sure my husband's all right. And then send that jester's twisted little soul to the void, in as many pieces as possible.
Of course. Is there any way to work this out?
Look, the Dark Brotherhood is a family. This sanctuary is a family. And we've always welcomed those shunned by society. Werewolves, wizards, eternal 10-year-old vampires. What does it matter? In truth, I've rarely met a lunatic I haven't liked. Cicero's problem isn't his madness. It's an adherence to an ancient, outmoded way of life. The Night Mother's ways simply are not our ways. He just couldn't accept that. And now he'll have to pay the price.
Interesting. What do we know about the Dawnstar Sanctuary?
Oh, it's ancient. Apparently one of the first sanctuaries in Skyrim. It hasn't been used by the Brotherhood in close to 100 years. If you say Cicero has gone there, it stands to reason that he's familiar with the place. That means you'll be fighting him on his own ground. Tread carefully.
Interesting. Did something set Cicero off?
No, nothing. At least, nothing I'm aware of. Well, if I'm being honest, I haven't exactly been discreet lately in expressing my frustration with this whole situation. Obeying the Night Mother, you being the listener, it's ridiculous. No offense. Cicero may have overheard me talking to one of the others about the Night Mother. It's possible I was not entirely respectful. But to go this far, to attempt to murder the leader of a sanctuary, Cicero must pay with his life. There is no other option.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Damnable jester.
Yes, damnable jester. Okay. Well, let's head on our way, and I believe the current quest we have is to behold Shadowmere. So let's see what that is. Let's see what is Shadowmere. Ooh, some bubbles. We all know how I love some bubbles. And ooh, there we go. Wowza. What a beautiful horse. Ride Shadowmere and locate Arnbjorn. Okay, we can roll with Shadowmere for a bit, especially because he's an extremely strong horse. He's got an extreme amount of stamina. He's actually quite a good horse, to be honest. So, let's quickly go into the map. Obviously, we got to do what we always got to do, and that's make the trip to Whiterun. I've just got like a permanent marker on the Whiterun right there, because we just always have to make our way there from the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary. Okay, let's quickly make our way there. And let's quickly see if we can get a carriage and go to... Well, no, let's not let's see. Let's actually get a carriage from Whiterun to Dawnstar. Now, it just crossed my mind that it could have actually been extremely... Well, not that it could have actually been, but it could be extremely beneficial, especially in a survival mode playthrough, to actually get the Hearthfire houses. And here's why. And I can't believe it's only just crossed my mind, and I probably should have done it a lot earlier. It probably doesn't make too much sense to do it now, but in terms of the Hearthfire houses, I believe you get one in the vicinity of Falkreath, you get one in the vicinity of Dawnstar, and you get one in the vicinity of Morthal. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain those are the three places. I know it's definitely I know it's definitely Falkreath and Dawnstar, but I'm a little bit skeptical on what the third one is. I believe it's Morthal. I can't exactly remember though. But in any case, to get those houses, although it would take a fair bit of an initial investment. I feel like there is always a troll walking down this road. Although it would take a fair bit of an initial investment, I also feel like it would definitely be worth it just to create like the bare bones of the house, and then get a steward, and then get that steward to upgrade your house so you had a carriage, because then you would have at least another form of transportation in a somewhat close vicinity of those houses. Now, obviously, the one drawback of that is that you can't actually get a carriage to any one of those houses, so you don't really, I don't think you really want to use them as a house as like per se, but to have them as a potential location, not to fast travel to, as I said, but to fast travel from in survival mode, could be extremely useful. And again, I don't know why, I've only just kind of thought of that now, but for anyone that is starting up a survival mode playthrough, and if I were to start up another survival mode playthrough, I think I would go through the initial grind of, come on, make it up there, good stuff, Shadowmere. I think I would go through the initial grind of, I think I would go through the initial grind of all the obvious back and forth running that you would have to do to set up the house, and then to get a steward there. But then after that, you know, obviously you're thinking of all the time that you would be saving from just, you know, not having to run everywhere, like running from Falkreath to Whiterun all the time to catch a carriage. I think if I was to get the Falkreath house, for example, I think it's like literally a 2-minute, maybe like 2 minutes up the road riding a horse from Falkreath. Maybe not even 2 minutes. Like, I think it's really close. And if you had that for other places like Dawnstar and Morthal, as I said, which are other like more secluded parts on the map where there's not really a fast travel point nearby, that could be extremely useful for obvious reasons. But again, it's just like that initial setup. That initial setup would definitely take a huge amount of time. But I would say in the long run, definitely worth it. Yeah, it would just... But I'm not sure how I could implement that into a playthrough, because that would just be so much time on camera. You just watching me run back and forth, like picking up resources and whatnot. And like I think the worst thing would be going making a huge trip, picking up the resources, and then coming all the way back to your house to start building it, and then realizing that you're missing one component or something. Like that would be awful. That would be terrible. That would be upsetting. And look at the textures. Gotta love them. It just works. Hey, okay. Let's quick save here, just in case I do that little brain fart thing again, where I accidentally click on the wrong thing and end up there. But Dawnstar. Awesome. Dawnstar is where I want to go. Okay. Holy. I gotta say, I love a lot of the cities in Skyrim. Like, definitely, I don't know. They all seem fairly unique to me. Well, I mean, not even fairly unique. They're all almost completely unique. Like, each city I can remember. That's kind of a thing I can't say for most games whenever they try to create a city and whatnot. Like, a lot of them kind of just melt together for me, and nothing super, like, special about it. But, like, I can like literally remember like every city in Skyrim off the top of my head. Like you've got Riften, which obviously is home to the Thieves Guild. You've got Falkreath. You've got Markarth, which is obviously more of it's got that Dwemer type of aesthetic to it. You then have Dawnstar, which is obviously like a small like dock town. You've got Winterhold, which is obviously important because it is home to the Mages College. Or the College of Winterhold, and then you've got Windhelm, which is obviously the leader. Ulfric Stormcloak is there, and you've got Solitude, obviously the leader of the Imperial Army. Then you've got Whiterun, which is probably everybody's favorite place and most well-known place, and I don't even know. And then you got Morthal, which is more of like a swampy type aesthetic. Like I don't know. Maybe I missed one in there, but you get what I mean. It's all fairly nice. It's all fairly aesthetic. But in any case, I hate to leave you on another cliffhanger, but that is going to have to do it for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you are liking this playthrough, please consider liking. Please consider subscribing. Every like means I get a new like. Every subscribe means I get a new subscriber. It all really helps out. Please also leave any comments below, any recommendations or tips, or just stop by to say good day, because I absolutely love the interactions, and I promise I'll try my best to respond to everyone. But most of all, please have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.